News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks. The Justice Department's defending its decision to pull 16 files from its website related to Jeffrey Epstein. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche tells NBC's Meet the Press it was protecting victims.
We are not redacting information around President Trump, around any other individual involved with Mr. Epstein.
But the documents were also heavily redacted, and Democrats are accusing the Trump administration of trying to hide information. Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin was on CNN.
They've not shown any deference or respect for the victims at all, for the survivors of this nightmare. And it's all about covering up things that, for whatever reason, Donald Trump doesn't want to go public.
The Justice Department says it plans to release more in the coming weeks. The U.S. is still in pursuit of a third oil tanker near Venezuela as President Trump intensifies an oil blockade on Nicolas Maduro's government. The Bella 1 tanker is a Panamanian flag vessel sanctioned by the U.S. and was en route to Venezuela to load. U.S. officials tell Bloomberg it's flying under a false flag and under a judicial seizure order. Earlier, people familiar with the matter said the Bella 1 had already been boarded. But the attempted interdiction follows the boarding of a second oil tanker just yesterday and another earlier this month. The White House hasn't commented.
Please rise as we light the memorial candle.
Thousands gathered on Sydney's Bondi Beach in Australia this morning to hold a moment of silence in memory of the 15 victims who were killed in last week's mass shooting during a Hanukkah celebration. The Prime Minister declared Sunday as a day of mourning for the country and announced a new review of the nation's federal law enforcement and intelligence agencies. It was the country's worst attack since 1996. Target says its digital operations are back to normal after a major outage. Here's Bloomberg's Ed Kalegi.
Target's online operations have stabilized after a technology outage disrupted the retailer's digital order pickup, returns, and other functions during the all-important holiday period. Chief Stores Officer Adrian Costanzo said Saturday, "We're seeing stability in areas like order pickup, drive-up, returns, order history, and replenishment functions." The outage went on for hours on Friday, with shoppers reporting on social media that they were not able to place online orders or see their purchase history. Ed Kalegi, Bloomberg Radio.
We'll take a look back this week with the government's final reading on the U.S. economy. Bloomberg Intelligence forecast GDP likely grew more than 3% in the third quarter, supported by robust consumer spending and modest investment gains despite some tariff uncertainty. And just a reminder, markets will remain closed on Thursday for Christmas, and trading will resume in the U.S. on Friday, but some markets in Europe and Canada will be closed for Boxing Day. No one won last night's Powerball, which means the jackpot is now up to $1.6 billion. It's the second biggest prize of the year, behind a $1.78 billion jackpot in September. The next drawing is Monday night. It's been a tough year for many Americans to find a job, and many forecasters don't expect 2026 to be much better. Bloomberg's Nathan Hager has that story from Washington.
Economists surveyed by Bloomberg expect unemployment to stay elevated through almost all of next year, even with the economy continuing to grow. It's an unusual combination, they say, is powered by artificial intelligence spending driving the expansion without boosting hiring. They say it will likely mean another year of limited job opportunities, cooling wage increases, and a greater reliance on health care, which accounted for nearly all of 2025's job growth. In Washington, I'm Nathan Hager, Bloomberg Radio.
And finally, a bit of lighter news. Volunteers are now picking up phones at NORAD to answer all important questions from kids around the world tracking Santa Claus. Michelle Martin helps plan it.
Hearing little kids laugh and giggle and ask silly questions, it's fun. And so if we could bring that joy to them in some way, I think we did our job.
For the first time, she says believers can also call through the program's website. Live tracking starts on Christmas Eve. And that's News When You Want It with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks, and this is Bloomberg.